Hey, darling. I won't be able to have dinner with you tonight. Had to work overtime today. See you later. Love you. Sarah rolled her eyes as she read the message from her husband. Same old excuse. She threw her phone on the bed and head towards the kitchen to cook dinner for herself. She sneered as she remembers her husband, Michael, her cheating husband. Oh, how she knew that he is seeing another woman in the same department as he is in the company. And she had known the overtime he was always working on was with that woman. Every single day, he came home late, drenched with a pungent smell of that woman's perfume. Does he even know he reeks of her? Perhaps he doesn't. He never avoided her and always asked for kisses and hugs the moment he came home. How disgusting is that? Why is she still here then? Good question. She was dying with curiosity. And of course, for revenge. Oh, how much she had in store for him. She just has to say the magic word, and everything will fall into place. Does she still love him? Even she doesn't know. What made someone fall out of love? Lack of interest? Betrayal from the other? Or is it because there was no love to begin with? No, she was sure they were much in love even before they got married. They had been married for 4 years, right after she finished college, and he had been cheating on her for 2 months. She had been waiting for the moment when he would realize his mistake and come forward to tell the truth. She just wants an apology. Apology for wasting her time. Apology for breaking her heart. But it seems like it won't happen anytime soon. That is why, starting today, she will make him crawl to her on his knees and beg for her forgiveness. Sarah shook her head, grinning as the image of her husband and his lover popped into her mind. All her friends believe she had gone crazy, for she still hasn't divorced that cheating scumbag. But she just answers that she still loves him. Love him so much that she wants to destroy his life. Is it worth the big deal, you ask? It is worth every piece of a dime in this world. God save you from a woman's wrath. She still remembers the sweet old him who always presents her with red roses and chocolates. The old him who will always kiss her in the morning. But all of that comes to a stop when his boss promoted him to a higher position, which grants him a personal assistant. Yes, her husband cheated on her with his assistant. Every day, she will receive information from her private investigator about her husband and his lover. Their relationship got better day by day, from meeting once a week to almost every day, from holding hands to kissing each other, from staying at the office to frequent visits to the hotel. To say she wasn't jealous was a complete lie. A woman is a funny creature, aren't they? Even though her heart has long been dead and her mind had become numb, why does she still care about what he has been doing? She might have regretted hiring a private investigator, but that's what she had to do. The only benefit she seems to gain was her husband being oblivious to her actions. That makes things easy for her. Sarah ate only a portion of the dinner she cooked before heading to bed. Thinking she had so many things to do tomorrow left her sleepless because of excitement. She skipped to dreamland after imagining stabbing him 14 times in the heart. Oh, If only she could just do that. Sarah woke up only to feel a pair of hands wrapped around her waist. She slowly blinked her eyes open, and the first thing she saw was the face of her husband. His face is perfect. Sharp jaw, straight and tall nose, strong looking eyebrows, and a pair of dreamy honey eyes when opened. His mouth was slightly apart as he breathes in and out. It's a pity that he is a scumbag. Sarah rose from her position and started her daily routine. After taking a bath, she emptied the laundry basket and started checking one by one. She raised an eyebrow as she saw something on the white collar. Lipstick mark. Oh, this is new. Is the mistress trying to declare sovereignty? Sarah sneered and threw the clothes in the washing machine. Her nose scrunched as the pungent smell once again engulfed her. Cheap perfume. Did her husband forget to pamper her? She had to wear this shit every day. What a pitiful mistress. A scumbag will always be a scumbag. He's not even willing to spare some money for his mistress to buy something nice for herself. She then leaves the laundry room to the kitchen. She just toasted bread for breakfast, along with a cup of coffee. She's too lazy to cook. It's not like Michael would eat the breakfast she made. It will only end up in the dustbin. What a waste of energy and ingredients. Morning! She glanced at the entrance of the kitchen when she heard Michael's voice. He had already changed into his attire of the day, probably leaving for work soon. Morning, Sarah replied as she turned her head back. She frowned when she saw Michael pull a chair in front of her. When was the last time he ate breakfast with her? Sarah ignored his bizarre action and continued filling her stomach. Michael. Sarah stared at Michael, who started eating. She propped her chin on her palm, eyes gleaming with interest and curiosity. Yeah, Michael answered without looking at her. Why did your coat smell like a woman's perfume? Sarah asked nonchalantly. She studied his blank expression. Honey, we talked about this before. My job requires me to meet clients from time to time. Most of our clients are female. Michael smiled as he patiently explained. Sarah just stared at him. Sly. That's the first word Sarah described him after hearing his answer. But when I did the laundry just now, I saw a lipstick mark. Your job required you to sell that kind of service too? Michael went silent before finally raising his head to meet her eyes. His eyes are void of emotion. His smile disappeared at the end before finally regaining its vigor in the next second. There was a celebration after meeting last night. They drank too much and made a mistake. I will reprimand them to conduct themselves next time. Michael once again slithers his way out of trouble. He looked at her for a while, studying her as she did him. Ah, you got me worried for a second. Please don't do this again. Sarah flashed an innocent smile, which made Michael's gaze leave her face. Seemingly believing that his lie has saved his sorry ass. Elle will be going then. Michael pushed the chair back and walked toward Sarah to deliver a kiss on her cheek before finally taking his leave. The sound of the door closing filled the empty house. A hysterical laughter soon followed. Sarah held her stomach and rubbed the tears that escaped after laughing for quite some time. She couldn't believe the audacity of her husband to lie in her face like that. Who does he think he is? She would believe that lie if he had succeeded in controlling his facial expression. That was the best reaction she had ever seen. His face was like a fish suffocating after being out in the air for too long. Oh, she has something to do today. She took a deep breath to gain her normal self again and went out. Why the long face, Michael? Is everything all right? Emma asked as she straddled his lap, her hands wrapped loosely around his neck, tilting her head in confusion. Michael seemed different today. From the moment she entered his office, she noticed he had been staring at her fixedly, causing her to become flustered. But when she met his blank eyes, she shuddered in fear. Do you know what Sarah told me today? Michael caressed her waist upwards and downwards before clenching it tightly. So tight, she almost screams out of pain. Number, what's wrong? Emma breathed heavily. Sweat formed on her back as she thought of something. Imagine my surprise when my lovely wife suddenly said she saw a lipstick mark on my collar. I wonder who was so daring to do that. Michael ran his hand on the back of her neck and fisted her hair to pull her head back before burying his face in her neck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, Emma cried out when he took a deep bite. You know what happens when you misbehave? Michael's eyes flashed an evil glint. Emma nodded her head repeatedly. It won't happen again, I promise, Emma sniffled as she slowly slid down and knelt between his knees. Michael slowly closed his eyes and enjoyed the bliss. It better won't. You are early today. You don't have to do overtime anymore, Sarah inquired with surprise when she saw him appearing behind her. I'm free these days. Michael sat beside her with an unusually clean smell. No pungent perfume nor wrinkled attire. Sarah raised an eyebrow at this. She then turned back to the television. Michael had long abandoned the screen to stare at her. Sometimes she laughed at the character's humor, and sometimes she frowned when she found something displeasing. He smirked. What a simple wife. He put his hand on her shoulder and leaned it to kiss her. Sarah just stays still and lets him do whatever he wants. When his hands made their way under her shirt, she stopped him while pretending to be shy. Ugh. She wanted to throw up. Disgusting piece of crap. Who wants to do the deed with him? Imagining him with that lover of his was enough to make her feel like bugs are crawling on her body. She had given so many excuses for not wanting to join bodies with him these few weeks. What other excuse should she use? Another period? No, she had used that for the last 2 weeks. She has to speed things up now. What's wrong? Michael stroked her hair gently. I'm feeling under the weather lately. Sarah faked a frown and rubbed her neck in distress. Michael patted her back and continued watching the television with her. Darling, I met my friends today. They convinced me to open a gallery. I am quite interested in it, and I inquired about it around the town, but to my disbelief, they thought I was a fraud because I have no resume. They won't sell or rent me any of their buildings. IL have printed some documents and placed them in your study. Do sign it and help this pitiful wife of yours. Sarah lamented on her fate today. What kind of document? Just some proof that I was allowed to buy or rent the buildings. You just have to sign your name and stamp on it. Sarah nonchalantly answered, All right, do as you deem fit. I will sign it later. Michael then rose from his seat and towards their shared room. Sarah eyed him in the corner of her eyes before sneering. The first plan is starting. Now for the next. She took out her mobile phone and texted one of her friends. When she read the reply, her smile grew wider. This week, Michael will be on a business trip again. Of course, with his beloved mistress. This week is also when everything will come to an end. Everything has taken place. Everyone that has their part in it has begun their role. And she is still here. She stared at the house all over again. She had stayed here for 4 years. The proof of her existence is everywhere. Is that why she is reluctant to leave? Or is it because of something else? At the end of the day, she had to admit that she still have some love for him. The feeling is not something you can control. No matter what you do, if your heart is reluctant, you'll be vulnerable to it, unable to do anything. Oh Lord, grant me the courage to go through this all. Sarah received a call and she regained her composure before answering. Yes, I have just finished packing. I will see you there. Michael had just finished bathing and wrapped a bathrobe around his body in a relaxed manner. He glanced at the figure sprawling on the bed, sleeping soundly from exhaustion. He checked his phone for any news but frown when there was nothing, not even one from his wife. Usually, when he was on a business trip, she would inquire about his motive for the day from time to time. But now there is nothing. He was about to call her when he heard a sound from inside Emma's bag. He rummaged through it and found out it was an alarm set by her. But an alarm at 1 in the morning? What is she doing at this time? Michael frowned and turned off the alarm and threw her phone on the bedside table. He was about to walk out when he saw a corner of an envelope sticking out of the bag. He raised an eyebrow and pulled it out. With great interest, he opens it and reads every word on it. From interest to immense surprise, and finally, stick to uncontrollable anger. He was fuming. He crumpled the envelope and transferred his fury to Emma. He grabbed her hair and pulled her down the bed onto the floor. Emma was bewildered as she was suddenly woken up harshly. She sobered up when she felt pain from the cut created by the paper thrown on her face. After that, a series of beatings started. His anger was not resolved after slapping her until her cheeks were swollen and he started to punch her. Blobs of blood dripped on the floor as she grimaced in pain and deep fear swirling in her eyes. Michael, why? Emma sobbed through his beating. You asked me why? What the f is that medical report? When did you get tested? Did you f around, you bitch? A kick in her stomach was delivered. What are you talking about? Emma covered her stomach and slid back until her back touched the wall. A paper was thrown once again, and this time she grabbed it and took a look. Her face went pale in an instant. HIV tested positive. No, Michael, I didn't. I never did the test. It wasn't me. Please believe me. Emma crawled to his legs with tears and snot mixed with blood dripping on the floor. Michael kicked her hands in disgust and turned around. He changed his clothes and packed his things before leaving for the airport. Before boarding the plane, he received a call from Sarah. He took a deep breath and answered it in a calm tone. Michael, let's divorce. Michael went silent. He closed his eyes and pinched the gap between his eyebrows. He gritted his teeth so tightly he could feel the tingling pain from his jaw. Why so sudden, Sarah? He exhaled. Don't show any more facade. I know everything. Someone sent me a gift. How capable of you, Michael. Sarah was sobbing at the other end of the phone. Let's talk after I come back. I will arrive in 2 hours. Michael sped up his steps to the waiting line, leaving a series of beeping. Michael put away the phone, but because of anger, he smashed the phone on the floor. There were only a few people considering the time, but it still caused a commotion, but he doesn't give a damn about it. He ran his hands through his hair and groaned in frustration. He is doomed. Sarah rubbed the tear while pushing away her friend, Kara, who was holding an onion with a fork. I guessed it'd succeed, Kara asked, throwing the fork with an onion far away. Yes, finally, I am waiting for the final show. I've to get ready for it. Sarah rubbed a red eyeshadow below her eyes to show how badly she had cried in his absence. But really, don't you think Emma is pitiful? Even her sister is willing to betray her. Tsk, for mere thousands, she was willing to ruin her sister. Kara shook her head mockingly. Tell Jack, if Michael visited the hospital, just give him the false result. Let him live like a rat in a gutter. Sarah finally rubbed off the lipstick on her lips and dabbed some powder to make her appear pale. Roger that. Ha! Your revenge is too cruel. Please don't make me on your next list. Kara faked a kowtow. All right, I will get going now. Inform the others, Sarah reminded, before walking out of the hotel. Sarah. A breathless voice came from behind her, but Sarah kept still and refused to turn around. Her lonely back seems to scratch his heart. Sarah, baby, please listen to me. He immediately knelt beside her legs, ignoring others' looks, and stared straight at her. His eyes dripped with regret and self-blame. Sarah ignored his eyes and gestured to the table. Sign it. Without looking, he knew it was a divorce agreement. He hurriedly found her hands and clasped them gently. Sarah wanted to take back her hands, but he fastened his grip. Sarah, I was wrong. I'm sorry. It was a momentary action of mine. Please give me a second chance. I can't live without you. Tears started to trickle down his face, and even Sarah was shocked. Damn, she wanted to smile so badly. She never expects he would cry. I wanted to take a picture of this very moment. Your momentary action has caused all of our years spent in vain. How mighty do you think you are to even consider that I would accept you back after what you did? Sarah sneered. Her eyes and nose are red, her lips pale, her whole face looks tired. Michael sighed in regret as he takes in her appearance. I will sign it, but I won't let you go. Let's just give each other some time, okay? Can you promise me that? Michael persuaded her softly, rubbing his thumb on the back of her hand. Her face was soon drenched with tears as it's trickling down non-stop. Her shoulders shook along as she continued to sob. She clenched his fingers and nodded tiredly. Michael then stood up and signed the documents with a heavy heart. Where will you stay tonight? Michael glanced at her, pursed his lips when he saw her dejected look. I am staying with Kara. I will take my leave first. Goodbye. Before he could stop her, she had already packed everything and run away. Michael sat on her seat and stared into blank space, not knowing what he was thinking. He then walked back home, his back carrying a lonely look. I got it, Kara. Now put everything into action. I will leave the country tomorrow. I don't want to see him anymore. Sarah sighed in relief. Everything has ended. This will be the last time she saw him. May everything won't go well for him. She sneered. Ah, bestie, I will miss you. Congrats in advance. You deserve eternal happiness. Please find a foreign guy and have many babies with him. Kara blew a kiss to her, which made Sarah shake her head and fiddled with her fingers. Kara sighed and leaned against Sarah to wrap her hand around her shoulder. You see, men are the scum of the world. Worse than dirt, less than a pig, because a pig still has its purpose. You are going to make enemies if you act this way. I know there are some nice guys out there, but I don't know if I will be able to or if I would dare to. Sarah smiled resignedly. She might develop a negative feeling towards falling in love now. Hey, you have a lifetime. Enjoy what you do, don't try so hard, and remember that what's meant to be will come naturally. Kara rubbed her head against her, earning a giggle from Sarah. Thanks, I owe you a lot. Small matter. Knock, knock. Michael rubbed his forehead as he headed to the front door. The knocking hasn't stopped for quite a while, and he was getting annoyed by it. He roughly opened the door and grumbled, what do you want? Sir, I thought you would want us to move today. Why are you still here? My son is here with his daughter-in-law. They want to live here now. A middle-aged woman frowned when she saw the messy look of the man in front of her. This house? This is my house. You are mistaken. One where I'm not selling it. Michael's face changed into a furious one. What a joke early in the morning. What? Are you serious right now? We have settled the payments and everything. What are you trying to do now? Get out of the house or pay back the money, or I would call the police on you. The woman yelled, causing neighbors to come out of their houses and watch the show. Longer, after the woman showed the documents and everything required for the transfer of the house, he sighed and wondered if Sarah did this to spite him. The woman was mad, but when she heard that she will get her money back, she turned her face and waited for him. Michael returned with his wallet in hand. Take this first. I can't make a big transfer by my phone. I will go to the bank later and I will call you. Michael handed her a few thousand that he had in his wallet. The woman looked at him distrustingly, but then remembered that she knew his address and he had given her his number. She wasn't so suspicious anymore and left the house. Before Michael could close the door, his next-door neighbor came to him. He inhaled deeply and wondered, what is it this time? That, Michael. You are alive? The aunt next door asked hesitatingly. Michael raised an eyebrow. Auntie, what are you talking about? I am alive and healthy. I am tired. I will head in first. No, but the other day, your wife said you were dead after contracting an unknown illness after going on a business trip. So I was shocked seeing you here. Was she mistaken? She even said that you would want to do good things when you were alive. So that's why she sold the house and donate all the money. The aunt looked around, wondering if she was imagining the person in front of her. She quickly ran back home. Michael released an exasperated breath. How many things did she do in secret? He then remembered the aunt's words. Donate all the money? He quickly went inside and found his work phone and checked all his bank accounts. Zero balance. He gritted his teeth and was about to call Sarah when a message popped out. It was from Sarah. Speak of the devil. He opened it and his face fell faster than ever. Michael tried to call her number, but it was no longer available. He threw a string of curse words before once again smashing the phone on the floor.